Hello and welcome to my channel and this week's yoga class. Today we're going to do a slow Hatha flow based on opening up the hips. We're going to start in our usual fashion, so come to a comfortable seated position. You can use blocks to lift yourself up a little bit if that's more comfortable. We're going to take 3 grounding deep breaths. We're going to close the eyes. As you breathe in, you're going to inflate the whole body, really opening the chest. And then as you breathe out, squeezing the belly button in to push all the air back out. Breathing in. And out. One more, breathe in. And out. We're going to open the eyes, take a big breath in, arms come up. As you breathe out, right arm comes to the mat, left arm comes over the top, looking up towards the ceiling from under the elbow. Really stretching that whole side body. We're going to stay here for a couple of deep breaths, keeping that breath slow and controlled. On the next in-breath, we're going to reach right up to the ceiling, and then as you breathe out, come into the other side. So left hand down, right hand over the top. Looking up towards the ceiling from under the elbow. 2 deep breaths. Breathing in, coming up, stretching up. As you breathe out, left hand to right knee, right hand behind, and we're twisting to look over that shoulder. Again, 2 deep breaths here. On your next in-breath, arms come up, really stretching high. As you're breathing out, right hand onto left knee, left hand behind. 2 deep breaths in your twist. Really trying to look over that back shoulder. Next in-breath, arms go up, big stretch up, and as you breathe out, we're just going to fold forwards, bring the hands to the mat, releasing the head. We'll take 2 deep breaths here. And then walk yourself back up to seated. We'll come onto all fours, making sure that knees are under hips and wrists are under shoulders. We'll do 3 rounds of cat-cow. So breathing in, dropping the belly down, pulling the shoulder blades back, looking up. As you breathe out, you're going to round the back, tuck the chin to the chest. Breathe in and up. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together. And out and down. Really trying to push those shoulders apart now towards the ceiling. Breathe in and up. And out and down. Come to a neutral flat back, tuck the toes under. We're then going to push the hips up and back for our first down dog. If you want to, you can pedal the feet here. We're going to take 2 deep breaths. Really trying to push the chest towards the thighs. The feet don't have to be flat. Knees can be bent. You're trying to get the length in the upper back. And on your next out breath, just walking feet towards the hands. Take a big breath in, come all the way up. Bring the hands to prayer. As you breathe out, heart center. And we're going to do a slow sun salutation. So on the in-breath, we're going to take the arms up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, we're going down to the toes. Breathe in, half lift, flat back. Really pull those shoulder blades down the back. As you breathe out, bring the hands to the mat and just step it back to plank. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, bring the knees to the mat, chin, chest, up for cobra. Tuck the toes under at the back, up and back, down dog. We'll take 2 deep breaths here. Feel free to pedal the feet again if you want, but remembering to really push that chest towards the thighs, stretching out that upper back. On our next out breath, we're just going to walk it forwards, feet to hands. Breathe in, coming all the way up, hands to prayer. As you breathe out, bring it to heart center. Good. So you should feel a bit warm, but we're still taking it slow. So we're going to go into our hip stretching flow now. So as you breathe in, the arms come up. As you breathe out, we're going down to the toes. Breathe in for a half lift, flat back. As you breathe out, bring the hands to the mat and just step it back for plank. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, knees, chin, chest, up for cobra. You can just do a small cobra if that feels more comfortable. Tuck the toes under at the back, up and back, down dog. Good, we'll take a deep breath here. And then on your next in-breath, you're going to take the right foot up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, stack the hips. And then you're going to bring it through and step it between the hands. Good. We're going to stay here in a runner's lunge. You can have the hands either side of the foot. Or if that's a bit much of a stretch, you can bring in a couple of blocks and just rest the hands on the blocks if that's a bit more comfortable. Wherever you are, we're going to take 2 deep breaths. So I really want you to be pushing through that back heel, keeping this back leg long and strong. On your next in-breath, you're going to bring that left hand firmly to the floor or block, so you can have that block at any level. And we're going to twist the right hand towards the ceiling. And take 2 more deep breaths here. Again, keep pushing through that back heel, keep that length, keep that strength. On your next exhale, you're going to bring that hand back to frame the foot. You're going to drop that back knee down. Get your balance. Arms come back, round and up for your version of low lunge. So you can put whatever stretch through that outer hip that feels good for you. You can add in a back bend. You can cactus out the arms. It's up to you. We'll take 3 deep breaths here. On your next out breath, bring the hands to frame the foot, pop back on that, back up on the toes at the back, stepping that right foot back to our plank. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, knees, chin, chest, cobra. If you want to, you can do all the way to the floor or chaturanga, and then up to up dog. Tuck the toes under at the back, up and back, down dog. Take a full deep breath here. On your next in-breath, you're going to bring the left foot towards the ceiling this time. Bend the knee, stack the hips, and then bring it through to step between the hands for your runner's lunge on the other side. Again, if you want to bring in the blocks, you can. Depending on your flexibility, you can have them at any level. Feels good for you. Or just bringing the hands to the mat, stretching through that back heel. Taking 2 deep breaths. On your next in-breath, you're going to bring that right hand firmly to the floor or a block. I suggest flattening it for a better twist if you can. And then we're going to take left hand towards the ceiling for our twist, keeping that pressure through that back heel to keep that stretch in that hip. 2 deep breaths. On your next out breath, you're going to bring the hand back to the mat, drop that back knee and get yourself balanced. As you breathe in, arms come back, round and up. Low lunge that feels good for you on the second side. So again, you're trying to push through that outer hip. You can have the arms straight up, cactus out. You can go into a back bend, whatever suits you best. We'll take 3 deep breaths here. On your next out breath, bring the hands to frame the foot. Pop the back foot up on the toes, stepping back for plank. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, knees, chin, chest, or chaturanga, up dog. Then come to cobra, tuck the toes under, up and back, down dog. Take a deep breath here. We're then going to bring the knees to the mat, sitting the bottom back on the feet and heels and come into a child's pose. So you can either have the knees wide or close together. Coming down, and we'll take 5 deep breaths in our child's pose. You can bring the hands straight out, you can rest them, you can even bring them to a diamond shape made with the hands in front, just whatever is comfortable for you. You can even add in a side to side rock if the hips are still feeling a bit tight. We're going to come back to all fours. So making sure hips are over knees, shoulders are over wrists, and you really want to spread the fingers wide. We're going to start by taking the right foot out behind us and leg, flexing that foot. Once you're balanced and pulled that belly button in, you're going to bring the left arm up as well, and we're going to hold for 3 deep breaths. Really trying to keep that stability, holding in that belly button, keeping the head neutral. Return the hand, return the foot and knee, and we'll do the same on the other side. So again, really pushing in to your mat, flattening out the hand. We're going to lift that left foot and leg, flexing the foot, bringing the right arm up in front, keeping that belly button pulled in, that core strong. 3 deep breaths. This is a challenge for me after my surgery, so bear with me with the shaking. 1 more deep breath. Right arm comes back to the mat. Left knee and leg comes back to the mat. Good. I'm going to tuck the toes under, up and back, down dog. Big breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to take the foot towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath here. Really trying to push through. Lift that leg as high as you can. On your next out breath, you're going to step the foot between the hands. Coming back to that runner's lunge. You're going to heel toe the foot all the way to the edge of the mat and come down into a lizard lunge. Now if this is too intense, you can bring that back knee down. If you're okay to stay here, stay here. You can also use blocks to lift your chest up more, or if you're feeling flexible, you can come down onto the elbows. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Again, really pushing through that back heel. Come back up onto the hands. Heel toe that foot back in and bring that knee down now if you haven't already. We're going to rock the hips back. So we're coming back into our hamstring stretch. Flexing the foot. Again, if you need to, just bring the blocks along with you either side. That's it, good. Wherever you are, we're going to take 3 deep breaths. As we breathe in, we're going to ease off the stretch. As you breathe out, we're going to drop a bit lower. Breathe in and out. Last one. Breathe in and out. I'm going to hold here. Flatten the foot. Bring the hands by either side of the foot. Pop the back toes up. Stepping back for your plank. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, knees, chin, chest, all the way to the floor or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Tuck the toes under at the back, up and back, down dog. Good. We do the same on the other side. So big breath in. As you breathe out, left foot goes towards the ceiling. Again, really trying to push through, push that foot high as you take a deep breath. And as you breathe out, you're going to step the foot between the hands, back to that runner's lunge. Heel toe the foot out to the edge of the mat and come into your lizard pose. So again, you're just going to use whatever you need to. Bring the knee down, use the blocks. You can even come down onto the elbows. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. Wherever you are, pushing through that back heel, keep it long, keep it strong. Coming back up onto the hands. Heel toe that foot back into runner's lunge. Bring that back knee down. We're just going to sit the hips backwards, coming into a hamstring stretch, flexing that foot. Again, if you need the blocks in either side, bring them in. We'll take 3 deep breaths. We're going to use the breath to increase the stretch. As you breathe in, lift up. As you breathe out, fold forwards. Breathe in and up. And out and down. One more time. Breathe in and up. And out and down. We're just going to hold here for a moment. Flatten the foot. Bring the hands either side. Pop that back toes up. Stepping back, foot plank. Everybody this time. Knees, chin, chest. Just a gentle cobra. Tuck the toes under. Up and back. Down dog. And from here you can either come down into seated, you can step through or jump through. Whatever you do, we'll all meet seated on the mat. Good. We're going to take the soles of the feet together now and let the knees fall out to the sides. If you can't sit up high on the sitting bones and you feel like your hips are tilting backwards, please feel free to put a blanket, pillow or blocks underneath you to lift you up. If you're quite comfortable, you can always move side to side to make yourself a bit more comfortable. You're going to hold on to the feet. As you breathe in, you're going to elongate the back all the way through the spine to the top of the head. Open the chest. As you breathe out, you're just going to fold forward at the hips. So you're keeping that chest high. So you're not caving in, you're keeping it long. And you'll feel more of a stretch on the inner thighs and in the groin. Again, we're just going to take a few deep breaths here. Don't force this stretch, keep it gentle. Good. Lift yourself up, pull the knees in together, bring the hands by the sides, and we're just going to roll back onto the mat. Just going to shuffle down a bit. Bring the knees in for a squeeze. We're going to start by squeezing them together. You can rock it side to side. Release off the squeeze. Take the knees wide, just holding on to one knee with each hand, and then we're going to squeeze the knees in towards the armpits. You can flex the feet, point the feet, you can roll them round one way and then the other. You can roll slightly side to side and then release. Keeping the knees bent, bring the feet hip width apart on the mat and let the knees fall towards each other. We're going to bring the hands by the sides, a cactus position, pulling the shoulder blades together underneath you. And we're going to go into a modified Savasana. So we're going to close the eyes, slow down the breathing. So as we're laying here, you'll feel that this is a little bit uncomfortable maybe. I want you to take your attention to your toes and slowly scan all the way from those toes up through the body, through the legs, the trunk, up the arms, up the neck and into the head. Just searching for any tension, Any tension you find along the way, take it with you as you move on to the next bit, until eventually we make it all the way to the crown of the head, and just let go of all that tension. Just let it all flow out to the crown of the head. Begin to let every muscle relax. Let the body slowly relax onto the mat. As you feel that you're relaxing, if the knees start to come apart, it's then time to straighten the right leg and take it long on the mat. Take the left leg long on the mat. You might want to fidget, get yourself a bit more comfortable. You're then going to bring the arms and hands, palms facing up, by the side of the body. And from here, we'll just allow the body to completely melt onto the mat. Breathing deeply and slowly. Just totally relaxed now. You're welcome to stay here longer if you'd like. If not, begin to give the fingers on the toes a wriggle, just to start waking the body back up. We'll move the feet together and take the arms and hands up over the top of the head and really stretch all the way from the fingers to the toes. As you feel ready, we're going to roll on to our right side. You can use your arm as a pillow, just laying comfortably. And we'll take 2 more deep breaths here. Using the left hand, just gently begin to push yourself back to your seated position. You can bring in that block underneath the bottom just to level out the hips if you need to. You're going to bring the hands at prayer at heart center. We'll take 3 final deep breaths to lock in our practice. Eyes closed. Head heavy. Appreciating your practice, your body. And being able to make this time for yourself. We're going to drop the hands into the lap, the chin to the chest, open the eyes, and we're all done. Thank you very much for joining me this week, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.